Hello and hello and hello. Let's see where the volume is here. Not that high. Excuse me. Hello and hello and hello. So this is going to be a little bit unusual because I'm not really doing my cards tonight, but I did pull, interestingly, some Abraham Hicks cards on money. Let me see if I can show you. Like, is that gonna work? So yeah, money and the law of attraction. And I was having this energetic day, noticing synchronicities and subtleties and all kinds of things like that that I wanted to share with you and see what was happening in your day. And now my thoughts were coming faster, and then it seemed like on the heels, things were manifesting. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about the things that might or could be bothering me on the surface that I'm going to pay attention to and write about, because this is a time of speeded up manifestation time. So I'll share some parts of my day that come to authentically just come out of my mouth, that they seem to be connected in thought and synchronicity and my own, energy off or on in alignment, whatever. And then I'm going to share also these cards maybe at the same time as I am speaking, because today I had a really great day of learning and adventure, but I had unwanted, very subtle but strong and good, noticing my growth, and wanted lots of really cool stuff. I want to share some of the process of the tools that I bought the other day that I've been doing. And then authentically, I do want to get, I may go back to, I want to have separate books. And so I may start with the small writing books that I saw. Hey, Deborah Robbins. Yeah, I just started, just have to go back just about 3 minutes now and just see the beginning of how I set this up. But so I wanted to go back and either get those 3 booklets or go to Dollar Store. And the reason is that I'm still using this one sketchbook, and I was just writing. It's only been a couple of days, so it's just brand new. And what I'm going to do is take out those papers and either transfer what I wrote down or stick them in, just tape them in and be a part of this particular different books. Remember, I mentioned the dreams and dreams and synchronicity or synchronized events. So dreams, synchronicity or synchronized events, then automatic writing and gratitudes. And we can start with that. There's other different ways you can also add some other tools, but just doing that right now, for example. So let me share a little bit that this morning I didn't do as much card homework. I sort of went right into some gratitudes when I was having morning coffee at this place I go to. And I was having, I didn't really have any dreams that I remember. And the synchronistic events, there was nothing truly, when I wrote, there was nothing that happened, but I'm going to lead into that. And my sharing is really now to perhaps support that. Oh, today you're going to be thinking about your synchronistic events. Oh, I'll write those down, or dreams, or your gratitudes, or automatic writing. So I address my gratitudes. I address any synchronicity, which at the time there wasn't, except to repeat. Like yesterday, I remember I had synchronistic events that I did write down. I did do some gratitude. I didn't have the dreams, and I did some automatic writing. So when I got up in the morning, not right away, but as I leave the day and bless the room and surround my chakras in the Christed light, which I'm doing the 13 to 16 chakras that I do. That's another little tool, but I did that. I lit a little bit of incense around the room. I didn't use the whole stick. I just used a little piece because I knew I was going to try to leave as soon as possible. And well, if I lived with myself, I could let the thing burn, but I live with someone else, and they're not into, tea tree oil and incense because my dad loves the smell of mothballs. Like he would put mothballs in the yard, which basically is bad for the earth, which basically he's poisoning the squirrels that are digging up their nuts. Because he thinks the squirrels are digging up his lawn just to dig up his lawn and cause trouble. And I'm saying they're digging up their nuts that they buried to eat them, because now the nuts have been saturated with when it's rained or with the wetness of the earth. And so they have time to incubate, to actually release the enzymes that make them proteins, make them full protein for the animal to eat it and us as well. That's why we're supposed to chew our food, because chewing our food with our own enzymes activates a lot of the magical powers in a lot of our food. Plus, we're digesting it properly so that our bodies don't have to work as hard, because we tend to eat like, so much wrong. And our mouth can just swallow stuff. Okay, so that's a whole nother story, right, too. Anyway, so that's a little bit of that. Okay, so I write in my gratitudes. So I write what I also set in my day is I'm going to have good people, ease, protection, and all that. And ultimately, I do have good people, ease, protection, and all that in my day, on all that like good stuff in my day. Even though I'm going to get to a part that was kind of bumpy, because I said one thing and kind of did another, and I didn't I didn't prepare myself. So I'll get to that in a second. But I did do that, so that was cool. And then I said, I want some insight to Florida. Like, where can you point away something I can't make up myself about Florida? So I also give in my gratitudes as I write. I write things about my cats, my car, my bed, whatever, shower, good food I'm eating. So things that are actually I have, things that are on the way, things I'm doing or will be doing, I give gratitude for, because that's mastery, expecting the good, even if you don't see it in your hand. I also said thank you for the new place that I'm living. So I meet some people and I say blah, 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 blah. I talk about the current milk that I'm using and kind of walk away. And I'm thinking, oh, you have such a big fat mouth. But I go over to the people and say, this is because I actually ran out of what I was using. So I wanted to show her what I was using, because we ended up having this chat and she was very lovely and her friend was very lovely. And I ended up sitting with them and I almost felt a little bit unworthy, because I felt like I almost ruled the conversation, and it wasn't my intention, but we were sharing a lot. And they didn't know what I know, but they knew some things and they were very open. They were just two lovely people. I hope I see them again and just thank them one more time. They're just super, super lovely, just really lovely. Anyway, one of the women who invited me to stay, the two women, she has relatives in Florida, and they live at St. John, Florida. Now that may be a shishi place. It's near Jacksonville, Florida. So it's further up in Florida. I'm going to look into that as well. Then also at one point in my driving around and got very close to, or for whatever reason, now that we're stopped at a red light, or a car had got in front of me, was very, and I usually don't, and I'm usually not that close to cars. I just don't always get close. But on the back of the license plate, there's that frame around the Florida license plate. There's a Florida car right in front of me, and it said PINELLAS. And I think that's a place north of Tampa or so. So I'm going to check that place out. So I had these new places come to me that Spirit showed, because I asked for places like where would be a really good place to live, or can you show me, what did I say? Like, show me a place that would be really good for me to live. So those two came up, and what's happening this week is like these several places are coming up. But I'm going to check those, and I'm again going to be open. So I have some homework to do that way. So I had a great day, pretty much driving, and I was going to take some time off, but I discovered that as much as and interestingly, so I told someone like right then I was going to take an hour off, and I didn't. I don't know if it's because I went to the restroom and that seemed like enough, but I would have set that time doing intentions. Like I would have taken like 3 to 4 p.m. off and done some lift. But I noticed in the 3 people I had during the 3 to 4 time, which I really was going to use for my own energy break, I sort of had 3 people who, I'm trying to think, there was that guy and one more person. And it seemed like slightly, I remember 2 anyway, but it seemed like slightly little hiccup or not bad. It was just like one person, he kept his mask on the whole time, and it just was a little strange. And I almost felt, and I had actually, it was like driving. I thought, do I really want to do this? And another person was really quite lovely. But at first I couldn't find her, and she was a high school, either junior or senior, whatever, and she was going to go intern somewhere. And actually, she turned out to be extremely beautiful, and we really got along. But she was just lovely. So we talked and that. But I was noticing with each person that I had said I was going to take a break. So I said I was going to take a break, and my energy was more toward the break. And last minute, I kind of shifted. I didn't prepare myself, like going into either saying mantras or thinking a little bit more consciously. So I was having these little bit of hiccups, and there was one more person. Oh, that person, she actually was also quite lovely. She had a bit of an accent, so I wasn't always catching everything, but for the most part, we were on the same page, absolutely. But all these people in their own way were quite lovely and showing me a little bit more insight into me and being exact, and then pre-paving if I want to pivot, if I want to just last minute pivot, meaning last minute change my mind, and how to set myself into an even smoother time. Each person showed me something. So I wanted to visit that because there was all this manifestation that was synchronistically really lining up in terms of Florida, where to go, the insight, someone that I had a big mouth with who I just wanted to say, hey, this is what I was using, but sorry, I kind of crashed your world. And she was like, no, and it was really good, and I do the same thing, whatever. And that was my learning too, when and where I feel a little bit insecure or not as solid in my isness and my authority, because we may all be having this on the way to our mastery. And I can be honest with you, I just want to show up and get it in alignment, baby. I'm here for you. I'm here for me. I'm here for them. But I'm like, no, I don't want like any wobbly chip on my shoulder. No, I don't want to be wishy-washy. I want to be fully present and manifesting, and not by hiccups, but on purpose. So that's what I want to lend to you. So one of the first cards, and I kind of, I forget what I said when I shuffled this deck. Yeah, money and the law of attraction. Because I thought I'm just gonna do something light-ish for myself and just see what happens. But I would maybe share with you, and that's what happened. So the first card I got, and this also, I'm going to read it. It says, the front part says, my attention to unwanted attracts more unwanted. And that has to do with when I keep saying things like, I don't know where I'm going to live, and I want signs. I want to start to nail down the language, because this is the great fast manifestation time. Things are speeded up. So I also don't want to, the don't want that I don't want to keep saying is, I was an athlete, or I don't want to keep saying, I don't know where I'm going to live yet. And I don't want to keep perpetuating, guess I got to hit the road and figure it out. What I really prefer is synchronized events that lead to a phone call or posting that said, yeah, it feels so much in alignment to go either in this direction, or yes, that's it. So that's for my homework to work on, but for you guys too, just being more specific and decisive. And the parts that we can't be super decisive because it brings up some wobbliness or insecurity, just to take it back a little bit, but still be very open and say, it feels like this, it feels like this, it feels like this, and to move forward. So I have some insights into moving forward to a couple of places. And what's interesting, I believe, is one is more northern Florida on the Atlantic side, and one is, it's not so much, it's on the Gulf side, but it's not high up in the Gulf where things, as one friend said, the murkiness of the water is sort of stuck right there. I think this let me just see right now, I'm going to share with you. I'm going to put it right in this other place. Let's close that down. Let's just Google that, shall we? So, where is PINELLAS? This might, I think it's called Pinellas Park, Pineal, Pineal, PINELLAS. I'll have to see how we say that, Florida. It's going to tell me. is a city located in central Pinellas County, Florida. Yeah, but I'm looking, let's see what the map looks like. Does it show me a map? Shows me a map. It looks like it wants to show me Dead said Florida. I'm just so curious now. Let's see. Show me on a map where Pinellas Park, Florida is. Look at this wonky lighting. Okay, let's see. So, where is it? Yeah, so it's kind of like by Tampa Bay, I believe. There's Pine Brook, but I'm not understanding completely by this map. Pinellas Park, Florida. So, anyway, so it's kind of showing me. You can't even see it because it's stupid light. Let's see if I do it. No. Yeah. Well, it's not at Clearwater, and I think it's somehow around. Oh, Pinellas Point is totally different because that's way down by past St. Petersburg. Let me just see if I can find it. Okay, this is not a good example, and I'm trying to find a really good example to share with you. I'm going to figure that out. But anyway, it is, gosh, it's a little confusing by looking it up here. Anyway, so I have these synchronistic or serendipitous things happen, but in my catching myself wanting to catch myself in my own language and my own example about noticing if I'm saying like what I'm afraid of more in sharing any conversation, because again, it's the manifestation time, and the focus to the wonky way of speaking brings more of that. So my eye has been bothering me. Like, interesting. I'll have to look that up because supposedly I have like a little, what do you call it? Like allergy in my eye, and sometimes it feels like stuff is in my eye all day. And also, it doesn't help that my hair has been kind of by there. So let me just read this. For every pleasing thing, there's an unpleasant counterpart. For within every particle of the universe is that which is wanted as well as the lack of what is wanted. When you focus upon an unwanted aspect of something in an effort to push it away from you, it will only come closer because you get what you give your attention to, know whether it is something that you want or not. It's up to you to focus upon and attract what is wanted. So by actually doing like the gratitude list, just catching how I'm talking, and I'm offering all this because perhaps you might be catching how you're thinking, how you're talking, but the thoughts come in so quick that it's like I have this feeling that I was noticing my thoughts as quickly I was noticing what I was saying. And I'm going to be very, very aware of it. You know, as I go to bed tonight and wake up in the morning refreshed, I'm going to be noticing, because to me, what I want to bring to the table as a spiritual teacher is my life working. And of course, authentically sharing where it isn't working and watching how I've brought it in, watching how I showed up for my default or, default on purpose or expansion on purpose. So, this is why I'm sharing this. And then 2 examples came up of also how to talk about things, like how they can work out for me, for you. So one of them was, examples are, whatever I desire, I can acquire, and what if everything was always working out for me? So let's go with, I'll just do this first one. Whatever I desire, I can acquire. The eternal laws of the universe steadily hold the promise of expansion and joy. Understanding the laws will reawaken within you the knowledge of your purpose and your own personal power as you remember how to access the power of the universe that creates worlds. If this time-space reality has within it the ability to inspire a desire within you, it is absolute that this time-space reality has the ability to yield you a full and satisfying manifestation of that very same desire in its law. And this reminds me of then moving to Florida. Like, okay, I deserve this. So there's going to be time that I'm really going to sit more in my creation, and I'm going to look at it in such a way as not only to nail it and handle it for myself, but to bring to the table to you how I did that, how I am doing that, and then clues and keys, an example for you to apply in your own life. And if you figured out also as well, share it. It's really okay. So I really am going to keep these cards out for tomorrow as well for myself to relook at. Now, the other one was, what if everything was always working out for me? And I'm going to share this tag along with this as well. When you play the what if game, look for things that make you feel better. This is never a situation in which there is not a way out, but out of habit, most people continue to choose the lack perspective until they eventually find themselves where it seems that there are no more choices. But as you hold to your intention to look for evidence of well-being and thriving and success and happiness, you will tune yourself to the vibrations of those things. And so those kinds of good feeling experiences will dominate your life. So for any of these three cards, go back and listen to the wisdom. This is from Abraham Hicks. Because I think in those are seeds of support that I try to talk about and want to start to desire to live by more for myself and for you to help humanity. And into the title that I'm trained for, which I really don't know this. It's just I'm having fine tune engage with myself to make sure I have the confidence that wheels in, the confidence that commands in, the confidence that walks as, breathes as, is the isness of the position I came here to be, which is fun, which is creation, which is manifesting healing for myself and others and sharing healing art and the joys of any healing art or healing gifting or card reading or psychic intuit and just sharing progressive ideas for solutions unlike anything else in my life and share to you for yours. Because I would want you to excel and have everything you want. So my hair is a hot mess, and I'm so looking forward to getting it bleached again. And then I'm deciding, and I didn't hear back from the hairdressers that I last went to yesterday, which it seems like it's been a long time, but this particular hairdresser was, what's it say, Thursday? I forget. So I went there yesterday, I believe. I think I went there yesterday. I'm just gonna say it's been a day. Maybe it's been 2 days. Yes, it's been 2 days. Sorry. I think I went to the hairdresser on Tuesday. I thought I might hear from them Wednesday. So I thought I was gonna have time to call them. I'm gonna call tomorrow and say, hey, I thought, but I have to be honest with you, this is in terms of putting that color in front or the color in back or doing my haircut, whatever, and they didn't call me. This is really cool because as much as I think I want to use this product, Arctic Fox, there's one of the colors that I might use and it bleeds a lot. There are 2 tutorials I watched and it's bled on the girls. Now, I don't know why the owner of Arctic Fox actually did use blue and Transylvania and this other deeper black for this blue-black in her hair, but it didn't make the color bleed, or she didn't say, but look, she would have said, but it didn't. I believe she would be honest. But it seems to be that when people are just using this very blue, which is beautiful, it's called Poseidon of Arctic Fox, they're getting bleeding. That is, it keeps rinsing out of their hair, and it does stain. It does come out, but it does seem to stain, and it stains, again, and I don't want to go through that, staining the bathtub, to which my very staunch, very ethnic father will. And it's not because like I'm fucking afraid of him, but it's just would make the relationship kind of bumpy here while it's his house. Blah blah blah. So that's why I should do it at a salon, I believe. But anyway, I'm gonna. All these examples are coming out for me to fine tune what it is I'm getting. But I definitely need a change. Definitely need to be totally blonde or whatever and have a hair shaping. Because my hair is growing. It may not look always like a hot mess, but it kind of is a hot mess. And I have so much hair. Like I have like Einstein, like so much hair. It's like huge. It's like tumbleweed hair. So yeah. So I wanted to share these cards with you. And what's also reminding me, so I have this feeling, and I wish this for you. I just have this feeling this money, this big money is coming my way. I've just been having this feeling. And it doesn't have to do with paychecks. I don't know. It has to do with something. It could be a check, but it doesn't feel like the work check with Lyft that I do. It just feels like this gift of money. So, anytime I'm riding with people from Lyft, and I do say at some point, either during the day or going to bed, by the next day, what I talk about is, people have shared their prosperity. We've been aligned to come together. So nothing's an accident, whatever happens, positive or not so positive. We're aligned to come together. And there is my learning. I take what it is for me in my learning. But these people are sharing their prosperity. They're trusting a driver to come get them. And some of their money, of course, goes to Lyft, and some of the money goes dispersed to the driver. But they're sharing their prosperity. And the people, too, then sometimes they tip, which a lot of people, we've been challenged financially and emotionally and physically and spiritually. And then in other areas of economics and just surviving, with surviving, thriving, planning, everything. So all levels. And people are sharing their dollars. And this, I am very, very grateful and very appreciative. So if anybody that becomes new here or ends up finding these videos, I'm very, very super thrilled and happy, and it's very kind. So I wanted to share that about attracting this dollars, and also it has to do with the hair, the hair and where to live, because it's time for a change. And I must be a little scared of the change. So even for me, it's fine tuning my words. Yes, of course, I might be scared of the change, but I'm making it my friend, making it my friend. It's going to be whatever happens next with the hair, and it's just hair. It'll be fine, whether it's shaped and looks very similar, or it's cut more into a bob, or it's lilac here and blue, or whatever color. Maybe it's going to stay blonde. I mean, I would work with someone, as a hairdresser and have them do it. But there's something to be said about, well, go back to, and this is it for me, like in the bathroom. I'm spending hours in the bathroom trying to do my hair, cut it, and just easier to come up with $125 and pay someone at a salon. The only thing that I may not like is for the color to stay super in, they really need to put heat on it, or I can put heat on it, whatever. The other piece is for the Arctic Fox colors I like pretend that's the periwinkle, this is blue, whatever. I'm actually thinking, okay, go to Sally's and look for a permanent color. That's that color. Just because I want to stay in. I have seen a couple tutorials where the girls are not complaining. They do their color periwinkle. I forget if one person did add something else to it, like blue or a green or whatever, to help the periwinkle, and she didn't have any bleeding. But this blue thing, this vibrant, beautiful, beautiful, dark blue, it's amazing blue, it sheds. And I don't want to deal with, your hair drying, you go to sleep and your skin turning blue and your pillow turning blue and your blanket turning, I don't need that. So that's just me. I don't want to attract that. That's making me think my hair differently. But I'm looking forward. And so I personally think that the periwinkle will be like somehow in here and just this little bit of corner because I like the idea of it being like if I should have this, then right there. If, and hair, but hair everywhere. Oh my God. If I go into a, youngster little bob and I give myself bangs, then that's definitely going to be the periwinkle, like definitely. And I'm deciding if I truly want to do this other color that might not even be blue, but just in the back and this periwinkle accent, which I think it could look nice. And of course, if it looks like crap, I can buzz my whole hair up. I can take a color and just color the whole thing. I can shave my hair, go blonde again, whatever is hair. I'll look totally different. I'll be like whatever, but it's just you can laugh. If you don't like it, you can just laugh it off. So I think and I also wanted to talk about I want to really it's like I feel like I need to work, but I need to spend some time nailing my creative self down. I've been talking for now several weeks about doing my energy work. And I think what I'm going to do is get some blank pieces of paper and kind of just do an outline of how I want to move ahead for doing my card readings, for doing the energy work sent out to people like that. And I mean, I am going to be moving. So to me, in my heart, it's really hard to get back to my coyote drawings and stuff because just pulling everything out that it means the way in a suitcase, it's really not far away, but I don't know, this is just something about it. I don't want to feel too disjointed and I don't want to feel like I'm just dragging things. I don't know what it has to do something with like the slowness of still being here. And yet the timing has just not been that aligned. But everything's speeding up. It's getting closer. In fact, I'm almost done paying my car payment. I'm truly really close. So it'll be the end of the month, and that's one of the biggest bills that I'm paying. And when I do that, then I'll decide where where they send it to. Because if I'm not here, the friend who gets it can send it off to me, wherever I might be. So that will be great. But I did want to can tell right. I'm picking up my eye. It's just there are sometimes this allergy is bothering me, but again, eyes are a way of seeing. So I'm going to kind of look up what the right eye means and why today it's bothered me quite a bit. Eyes are a certain way of seeing, and I'm going to check out the right hemisphere of the body. So things may be happening to you too, and you can kind of check in like, what is that about? I tend to look things up spiritually and what the association is and what I'm going through. And my eye doesn't always bother me, but it's a kind of a thing where it feels like something's in there. And so when I rub it, it feels like this sand comes out. So, and that's the allergy that this physical sand. And then when I go to bed, it doesn't bother me. I go to sleep. So I'm just going to wet my eye and just then leave it heal. I'm just trying to think of what else I want to share with you. Just I was sharing with my energy, noticing to be on top of like pre-paving the way, calling in, certain aspects, not slacking, not slacking right now because the energy is so intense and actually the potency of manifestation is there. Now, overall, I was super protected from my own self and or dumbass drivers or whatever they were thinking. And it's like really lately merging on to the highway has been like 3/4 of the time scary. Scary in the sense that you're just driving really fast. And I'm like, oh, there's not much room to, you're yielding. Sometimes you have to stop, but then you can't keep going and there's a line in the back of you and you're really trying to align yourself in such a way that you can move into the traffic and kind of keep things flowing. And it's like, whoa, I'm telling you, the way our governments or states have designed highways are meant to kill us. They're meant to kill us. The way they design merges and shit is really not cool. It's not cool. So how we're gonna fly spaceships, how we've seen traffic in futuristic time, like how they gonna do it? I don't know, like it's gonna be probably our ships, car ships talking to us. Somebody's coming. It'll just magnetically, like, the Tesla cars will be just like, it'll be like you plug in your address and it will go that way. You won't even have to do anything, except, of course, you should probably still be present because it's a smash up. Or maybe there'll be an invisible, what do you call it? Like the force field. Like if people are going to smash it, just go, and you kind of hover in place or something. And then other people on that trajectory will go, ooh, they'll go somewhere else on a different pattern. Oh my God. It's a lot. So I actually had a good day today driving. It was a little busy, but it was local. It wasn't like I, again, drive like the big boys. I don't run after the money. I just do things as Spirit guides me. And, we had a comment. Sorry. Oh, the hair will always grow back. Yeah, the hair will always grow back. And there are times I think I should let it come through the black gray and then put a color. Because as an artist person, I really just want to have funky hair. So I very likely could be doing it myself. It's just going to be like an all afternoon thing if I do color and cut, because I live in a place where there's just a big mirror and I really need another place to put the other mirror, but there's no place in that bathroom to put another mirror. Like usually you have a mirror in front of you and a mirror in back of you. And there are times when I didn't have a mirror in back of me, but I had a setup that worked. And then there was another time I had the dinkiest mirror. What did I do? But my hair was shorter and I just kept feeling it, but I had better scissors. So there's so many things, like, as a woman person, like I think, making the eyebrows, getting the eyelashes, having nicer nails, just things that are on my to-do bucket list. But again, the manifestation of this all working out perfectly, because I will be leaving the area and starting anew. So on my road trip, it will be nice having some things done. At the same time, the most important things were to pay for the car payment, and try to set things up where the dollars that I'm leaving with also just help pay some other little bills. But I'm not going to be having another, the $400 and something payment. That's going to be down. And maybe one of my credit cards will probably be paid off, but the other two, maybe not so much, and just stick to the lowest amount that's due at this time. I also, in my areas that I would go to, I'm wondering how they are for Lyft. So I have some automatic writing to do. What did my automatic writing that I did do today? I think it gave me insights to where to look in terms of what I had known about. And then again, can't remember I don't think I did the automatic writing on St. John's or this Pinellas place, which I believe is sort of somewhere around Tampa, but it looks like its own city. So I'm going to be go to that. But anyway, I just wanted to come on, give a little bit of energy report, tell you things I'm going to do. Tomorrow's Friday. It's very likely I will come on to read the cards. I don't know how long. Lately, I am going to need some time, like an hour or so, just to sit at a coffee shop now that we can go in really without mask, Panera Bread or somewhere, and just hunker myself down and do some little bit of inner work there. And I can do some inner work here when it's quiet, but that time is usually more morning time. And then my card reading, I tend to do at night here, but I can block out, because I get into it, I can block out the rest of the house. Now, it is so I think my dad has gone to bed. And what happens is so interesting, because if I get too loud or have a conversation, he can actually hear. The house is not the smallest, but it is on the smaller side. It tends to be an open type concept house. So even though I like that style, it's open in such a way where the bedrooms are too close together. It would not have been a style that, even as a child, I would have liked and could see there was no privacy. If you have a bedroom, and a bedroom, which is how they did, those family places, like they put the bedrooms away from the main areas, like a kitchen and a living room, etc. And there's one time downstairs, which is now a whole in-law apartment, but she's a troublemaker cat. So I had a bedroom downstairs, and then my brother had the bedroom downstairs, and it's like privacy. So it's not a lot of privacy here, and when it's loud noise, it travels. Anyway, my little coyote heart loves you. You are powered by the stars. Let's activate the power within. And I truly appreciate you listening tonight and want to catch up soon with you. Anyone else who also comes on to ever listen, you can contact me through sirianstaroracle@gmail.com. And you can PM me as Rita Elizabeth on Facebook, or find me at Coyote Heart, Southwest Art Design Facebook, and on Instagram. So I'm going to let you go. I'm going to actually make a drink for my throat. And I'm going to catch up with you soon. So thank you for you. I appreciate. Good night. Good wishes.